Hi guys, how you doing? As I previously stated, being a Mgtow in India is a challenge in itself because our culture is built around marriage and family. Also, if you cannot find a woman to marry you, you have the option of an arranged marriage, in which case your parents will find a bride. All men and women are asked about marriage by the time they turn 25 or 26. It's a little early for women, but I don't care about that as of now. Shaming and emotional blackmail is a weapon many will use to get a guy to tie the knot. It is the tactic taken by relatives and neighbors, while emotional blackmail are the choice of your folks and a few close relatives. Many a time our folks use our relatives to convince us. We heard gems like, your folks want to see you settled with a family before they die, or they want to hear the pitter-patter of little footsteps before their time. Your parents have looked after you for so long. Why don't you grant them this one wish and get married? How can you live alone all your life? You'll need a partner so you can look after each other. If you have made it after months of emotional torture from your relatives, then you have to deal with the inevitable talk with your folks. Your mother will almost always cry. Your father will try to reason, and he might throw a few more your way, like, I worked all these years for your well-being and nothing more. Many folks will recite the age-old "Log kya kahenge," simply put, what old people say. Now, I have a great deal of respect for my folks. They come from a poor family, and my father worked his ass off to be where he is. And my mother did her part extremely well. It is one of the toughest things to reject our folks because of how much they've done for us and because of the culture that is so family oriented. It is extremely easy to tell the rest of the world to fuck off when they ask us about getting married, but it is a tedious task telling our parents. I've had several conversations with my folks about the perils of marriage in this age. They agree with me, but it is so ingrained in their psyche that it is difficult for them to understand a life without marriage. According to them, it is a risk I must take. Make no mistake, there is absolutely no way I will gamble with my life. In a country with several gender-biased laws, it is plain suicide. It's not to say that I would marry otherwise. I have other problems with women too. The best way to break this to your parents is in bits and pieces. Also, have a read up on the statistics in my first video, and use it as well to show how different life is now from the past. The previous generations were aware of their roles, and they did them with pride. Let them know that divorce and false cases are on the rise, and does not look like it will end soon. Tell them that you do not want your life or their name ruined because of a vindictive or psychotic female. Learn the laws and let them know that the domestic violence case can be filed against them as well, and that it will ruin our name in society and it can be done without any evidence. Now, I say society not because I care about what society thinks about me, but our folks or the adults of the previous generation, they care a great deal about what society thinks and their status in that particular place. It'll take some time for your parents to understand it, so have a little patience and give them their space. Now, for the rest of you abroad, what a lot of you hear abroad is how much dowry is being asked of a girl's family, and the cases of torture by some barbarous families. Now, that's not a trend in India. I do agree that it happens, I'm not denying it. But the torture of women, it's not that common. What you do not hear though is the other side of the story, which is asking the guy what his job title is, where he works, how much he makes a month, and how many properties he or his family owns. To them, a manager who earns 40,000 a month is better than a salesman who earns 60,000 a month. It's purely because the title manager seems more prestigious. It's something to brag about to society. And even in the case of education, women do not marry up. If a girl has completed her postgraduate, she will most likely not marry any guy who has only a bachelor's to his name. I noticed in a recent survey conducted by a matrimonial site that a lot of men have also set their standards high, which is definitely a good thing. Both men and women do not want someone who is always on the phone. 83.5% of men said they want a career-oriented girl. I doubt they know that the woman has the right to keep her money, but he is legally obliged to provide her with whatever she requires. 76% of them said they want a wife who's interested in cricket. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with a wife who's interested in cricket, but yeah, fucking go ahead. 66.1% stated that they will not marry from the same company because it will hurt their ego if his wife makes more than him. Man, if that's all it takes to hurt your ego, you're in for a fucking surprise. Your ego will wither and die in a matter of months after you're married. Best wishes. Here's what women want in a husband. He should know how to cook. I wonder if the girl who states these knows how to cook. I do. I look after myself. And I've never had a problem with doing household chores. It's one of the fucking easiest things in the world. They should help with household chores. Yeah. I guess they should. But will the girl help with maintenance around the house as well? They should readily undergo an HIV test prior to marriage. Now this is actually a good one, but it goes both ways. They should admit to not feel financially insecure if she earns more. This is a good one because we just saw that men don't want to marry from the same fucking company because it'll hurt their fucking ego. Yeah, if there are men like that, it's better to fucking stay away. But you know what? Hell, I would stay at home and let her do all the work and bring in the money if I were to get married. By if, I mean no fucking way in hell. The man should be open to talk about sex and experiment. Fair enough. He should have a staunch opinion against dowry, even if it is stated in your customs. But of course, if we divorce, I'm entitled to all your shit. He should give enough me time. Now, this is a doozy because women asking for me time, that's a little surprising to be honest. I wonder if the guy's me time will revolve around her life too. Men should never encourage any comparison with the mother-in-law. Well, you should not compare the guy to your father or your exes. Do not force on having children. I would say, yeah, obviously, do not force, but you know what? Women have all the reproductive rights in India. Hell, pretty much all over the world. So what are you fucking cribbing about? Never asked to give up careers. Well, that's fucking illegal. That was quick. I thought I would take another hour with what women wanted. This is actually a small list. I wonder how much they had to leave out. So, this is what they want. How I wish this is what they really want and all they want. Women say one thing and want another. That's what I have learned from my experiences. Do you know what, guys? Go ahead, get married. I'll just wait here with a told you so sign. By the way, if you haven't watched Milo's debate with Rebecca Reed, you should definitely check it out. He basically chops off her tits and feeds it to her. Anyway, that's it for today. Cheers.